Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Belmont Park here on Saturday. It is October the 1st, 2016. I'm going to look at the stakes races on today's program. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for full card selections from racetracks around the world. And I mean it, around the world. It's Breeders' Cup Prep Race Galore Day. That's what I would like to call it at Belmont Park, because you have prep races for every Breeders' Cup race almost in the next 2 weekends. The races I'll be looking at are races 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, all the stakes races. So let's get on to it. Starting off at race number 6 from Belmont Park, which is probably my favorite race of the fall meet from Belmont. It's always been a good favorite of mine. It's the 40th running of the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic Invitational. Grade 1 purse $500,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 4 horses, only 4 horses traveling a mile and a half on the Widener Turf Course. Mile and a half. Did you know the Widener Turf Course is on the outside of the inner turf course? Bet you didn't know that one. And my top selection here is the 4-horse Flincher and a definite single, my best bet of the day. Flincher, gonna go 4-1-3, 4-1-3, number 4 Flincher, 1-5. Javier Castellano for Chad Brown for Juddmonte Farms. Last time out, he's making his 6th start stateside today, but last time out in the Sword Dancer at Saratoga, this horse won by 1 3/4 lengths that day. With some controversy at the top of the stretch, he did have a rabbit, and Aaron Grider looked like he took out the rabbit out so Flincher could get up on the rail. I personally think the rabbit kind of had it bolted that day, and and it just so happened the horse came up in the rail. It's my personal decision, but this horse just had an easy victory. I still think he would have won that day, getting his second best Buyer speed figure in North America. Start before it came to Saratoga, mile 3/8, and a field of 4 in the Bowling Green. This horse won by 3/4 length, easy victory. And then he broke his first start stateside for Chad Brown in the Manhattan. This horse won by 1 3/4 lengths, first time Lasix, 70 cents a dollar. Best value probably got him that day, got on him all year, and probably you're going to get this year. It's just an easy victory. The reason this horse is dominating is because he was facing so tough horses in Europe. He kept finishing second to the European superstars. And I think the horses in Europe are just a ton better than North American horses. I will go to my grave with that. A lot of people don't believe me, but I personally think the European horses are just so much better. This horse comes to America and dominates, and I think that proves it. I really like this horse's chances here today. Single in the pick 4, pick 6, pick 5, whatever you're playing. So to recap my bets for race number 6 from Belmont Park, it is the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic Invitational. Gonna go with the 4-horse Flincher as a top selection. Single in the pick 6. Gonna go 4-1-3 in a trifecta for $2. Hopefully that comes in so I can get a $10 back. So now let's get on to race number 7, which is the 23rd running of the Gown Bloom Handicap. Grade 2, purse $300,000. Handicap for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds, and upwards. Field of 7 horses traveling 6.5 furlongs on Big Sandy. We're gonna have a very wet Big Sandy tomorrow. This race is a prep race for the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint coming up in about 6 weeks' time at Santa Anita Park in Arcadia, California. So a lot of these horses you might be seeing them in a few weeks in California, at Santa Anita. But my top selection here is we'll go to the 7-horse Wonder Gal, making her second start off the layoff. Gonna go 7-3-6-4, 7-3-6-4. Number 7, Wonder Gal. 5-2, Irider Ortiz Jr. Last time out, first start since the Barbara Fitchie in February at Laurel, and it was just a basic optional claimer at Saratoga, 6.5 furlongs about a month ago. This horse won by 11.5 lengths. I think this horse could have won by more. Irad just started easing the horse up at the end of the race. And, this horse just had an easy victory after that. Start before it came at Laurel, 7 furlongs in February in the Barbara Fitchie. Horse finished 5th by 5 1/4 lengths. Had a horrible trip. Was wide and just had nothing left at the quarter pole. And then the ladies' handicap on the slop. This horse finished 3rd by 5 3/4 lengths, going a mile and an eighth. A mile 70 yards. I think that was a little bit too long. She does good at the 6.5 furlong distance. I think that's her better distance. She loves Belmont Park also. She's 5-2 over it. All starts. She's 2 wins, 2 seconds, 1/3. All starts have come to money. She's done decent over a wet course. We're going to get a sloppy track tomorrow. If not sloppy, muddy, but because we're going to get rain all weekend. It's raining here. It's Friday now. We had so much rain so far Friday. But, I think she should do well here. Going to take my chance here at 5-2. Possible single if I play the pick six. So to recap my bets for race number 7 from Belmont Park, it's the Gal Bloom handicap. Gonna go with the 7 horse Wonder Gal. Gonna do a superfecta 7-3-6-4, 7-3-6-4. So now let's get on to race number 8 from Belmont, which is the 38th running of the Pilgrim Stakes. Grade 3, purse $200,000 for 2-year-olds. Field of 11 horses, 10 and 11 horse are main track onlys, traveling a mile and a 16th on the most likely soft turf course or yielding turf course, or heavy turf course, like they say in Europe. Mile 16th inner turf course, and there are two main track onlys in this race. If they take, I just don't think they're going to take a horse. They're going to take this race off the turf with it being a Breeders' Cup Prep race. I can't see them doing it. If they do, I'll be shocked because then you're going to have a field of about 4 horses, I think. But if they take it off, like I said, I'll be shocked. But I expect them to keep it on the turf. And as a top selection here, I'm going to go to the 5 horse at 12-1, My Beau Chop. Going to go 5-8-2-6. 5-8-2-6, number 5, My Beau Chop, 12-1. Junior Alvarado is on this one. Last time out, we're in a Saratoga, mile 16th, August 31st, in the with anticipation handicap. First start stateside. This horse finished 5th by 3.5 lengths that day. You know, he just had no closing kick that day. I kind of expect that with a horse coming over from Europe. He should really do well second off the layoff. Not getting Lasix today, so keep that in mind. And he did carry a lot less weight than he was in France, basically. He was carrying 128 pounds his first 3 starts. He carried 120 last start. And this start he's carrying 118. So he's going down the ladder in what do you call that, in weight, so he's carrying a lot less weight here today. But start before came at Vichy and on August the 7th in France, and on a soft turf course, 7 furlongs in the basic stakes race. Finished 4th by 4.5 lengths that day. You know, he just didn't have the greatest closing kicks. Watching the replay, I did notice he did win on a firm turf course at Dax back in July. He does very good on a turf course that has a lot of moisture. I think he should do well. He should like this course. 12-1. I'm going to take my chances here. So to recap my bets for race number 8, the Pilgrim from Belmont Park, going to go with the 5 horse here. Going to put him into a superfecta. Going to go 5-8-2-6. 5-8-2-6. So now let's get on to race number 9 from Belmont Park, which is the 77th running of the Vosburg Invitational. Grade 1, purse $350,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses traveling the distance of ground of 6 furlongs on the wet track here at Belmont Park. As my iPad spazzes out for a second, a mile 16th. And my top selection here, we'll go to the 2 horse, number 2, Holy Boss. Gonna put this horse into a superfecta. Gonna go 2-6-5-7. 2-6-5-7. Number 2, Holy Boss, 4-1. John Blasquez for Steve Asmussen. Last time out in the Vanderbilt at Saratoga, 6 furlongs, July 30th. Horse finished second by 1/4 lengths. Got a 105 speed figure to finish behind AP Indian, and was just wide at the turn. A little bit out finished. If this horse could save some ground and stalk the leaders, I think he should do well. He's kind of a stalker, I think. Start before he came here at Belmont in the True North in June 10th, Belmont Stakes Day. His horse finished 3rd by length behind Joking and Dad's Caps. You know, he just had a horrible start that day. Closed up a little bit, but it just wasn't the best. You know, it just wasn't his day. And then at Churchill Downs and Churchill Downs handicap, he finished 5th by 2.25 lengths. You know, it was just a very tough field that day. His horse did finish 4th in last year's Breeders' Cup Sprint and 4th in the Phoenix last year. On a wet course, this horse is 3-1. That one win came on in a good going in March of 2015 at Oakland, an optional claimer. He won by 5 lengths on the lead all throughout. But I think this horse should really be improving. I think he's improved his last 2 starts. This should be the race. 4-1. I'm going to take my chances here. So to recap my bets for race number 9, the Vosburg from Belmont Park. Going to go with the 2 horse. Going to put the horse into a superfecta. Going to go 2-6-5-7. 2-6-5-7. So now let's get on to race number 10. 10th race from Belmont Park is the 78th running of the Belle Dame Invitational. Grade 1, purse $400,000 for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds, and upwards. Field of 7 horses traveling the distance of ground of a mile and an eighth. Mile and eighth, a 1-turn mile and eighth, more like a sprint race, I believe, in my eyes. Mile and eighth. And my top selection going to go to the outside here to the 7 horse off the tracks. Going to put this horse into a superfecta. Going to go 7-2-4-5, 7-2-4-5, number 7 off the tracks. 5-2, John Velasquez for top watcher out of Curlin. Last time out, ran at Saratoga 6 furlongs August on September the 4th in the Prior Rest Stakes. Horse finished fourth by 3.5 lengths that day. Just wide into the stretch. Really couldn't overcome a very wide trip that day. It just wasn't her day. I think she does better here at Belmont. Started before in the test at Saratoga on the August the 6th at 7 furlongs. She finished third by length that day, stalking the lead. She had the lead early on in the midpoint of the stretch, and then she got caught by the first and second place finishers. This horse was the winner at the Mother Goose earlier this year. On the lead all through, had a very easy victory. I really like her chances here going a mile and eighth. If she does well here and goes to the Breeders' Cup Distaff, she's a definite pick against, because I think this is a horse that will love the mile and eighth at Belmont Park. She won't like the two-turn mile and eighth at Santa Anita, because it's more like a route. This is more like a sprint. She's kind of a sprinter here. She should really like this course. 5-2, not the best of price, but I'm going to take my chances here. This is my co-best bet of the day from Belmont. This and Flincher. So to recount my bets for race number 10 from Belmont Park, it's the Beldame Invitational. Going to go to the 7 horse off the tracks. Going to go 7-2-4-5, 7-2-4-5. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.